Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Dolphins, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Report, decision could come soon on Aaron Rodgers' future with Jets. The New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers have been discussing whether the four-time league MVP will return to the team in 2025, with a decision potentially coming this week, NFL Network reported Sunday. Rodgers, 41, has spent 2 seasons in New York. The quarterback suffered a season-ending Achilles injury in the opener in 2023, and last season, he rebounded to start all 17 games, but the Jets finished only 5-12. He completed 63% of his passes for 3,897 yards, with 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. Per the report, the Jets will want a commitment that he'll take part in off-season programs to learn the offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand, brought on board by new head coach Aaron Glenn. Rodgers spent 18 seasons with the Green Bay Packers before moving on the Jets. The future Pro Football Hall of Fame member ranks in the top 10 in NFL history in many statistical categories. He is first in passer rating, 102.6, fifth in career touchdown passes, 503, and seventh in both pass completions, 5,369, and passing yards, 62,952. Breaking: Miami Dolphins not planning on trading Tyreek Hill according to NFL Network. According to a report from Tom Pelissero of NFL Network on Sunday morning ahead of the Super Bowl, the Miami Dolphins do not plan on trading superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill ahead of the 2025 NFL season, despite Hill's post-game comments after Week 18's loss to the New York Jets, where Hill told reporters he wanted out of South Florida. As for the Dolphins, they do not plan to trade their star wide receiver Tyreek Hill despite, let's call it, an uncomfortable ending to last season where he pulled himself out of the season finale and then said that "I am done in Miami." The sides have spoken since. "We heard Tyreek Hill making the rounds on Radio Row this week, saying now, I want to be in Miami," said Pelissero. Hill recently walked back that trade request while speaking with multiple NFL media personalities in the last few days. Asked by Kay Adams of the Up and Adams show if he wanted to issue a public apology to his quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, Hill responded cheekily, saying, "Tua, he's my guy, always will be my guy, no matter what. I'm sure he understands my frustration. We all want to win. Tua, he's another competitor. He's a hell of a competitor. A lot of people don't know that. He's a winner. He's consistent. So I'm looking forward just to us continuing to build our relationship even more, and this is my public apology. This is my public apology to you, Tua. Love you, bro." Miami's general manager, Chris Grier, spoke with members of the South Florida media in his yearly post-season press conference. During that session, Grier was asked about Hill's trade request, but the Dolphins' general manager insisted that Hill had never formally requested a trade with him. Pelissero did add a caveat at the end of his report. "It's early. It's always possible somebody makes the type of offer they can't refuse, but it sounds like right now everything is tracking towards the Cheetah staying on South Beach." With a very interesting offseason ahead for the Miami Dolphins, we will continue to bring you all of the headlines as we gear up for the 2025 NFL season. Terron Armstead raises more uncertainty about his Dolphins' future. Terron Armstead has nothing else to prove in his long NFL career. While we can't know for certain if he plans to retire, it seems his Miami Dolphins' future is not set in stone. There have already been suggestions that the Dolphins could trade Armstead after June 1. That is highly unlikely, given his salary, age, and injury history, but Armstead is coming off a relatively healthy season. Still, there is no guarantee that he will be back in Miami. The Dolphins' top left tackle may have played more than anticipated in 2024, but Chris Grier drafted his replacement last year and can't really afford to sit him for another season. Patrick Paul is Grier's future, not Armstead. Speaking to Pro Football Network's David Behrman, Armstead provided an update on his Dolphins' future. "I'll be talking to the Dolphins front office pretty soon to figure out the direction and path that we're looking to go, but feel great," Armstead said. Last year at this time, Dolphins fans were listening to reports that Armstead was considering retirement and that he would be spending time with his family figuring out his future. That isn't what we are hearing this year. Armstead could have said he was considering all of his options, but instead, his future begins with talking to the Dolphins. Armstead is still under contract for the next 2 seasons, but there is no more guaranteed salary. Will he ask the Dolphins to convert some of his contract to guarantees and reduce his cap hit, or will he discuss being released? The Dolphins can't release him prior to June 1 without eating $18.5 million. That number is reduced to $7.8 million, with savings of over $15 million after that date. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Terron Armstead? Leave your opinion in the comments.